An injured ELD sitting at the corner of the wall was horrified to see the barbarian. A low voice carried on the wind, as the system message confirms with a notification, "You have encountered an injured elf." Bjorn starts the conversation by asking her, is she alone? She was fiercely guarded, every muscle tensed, every instinct screaming for caution. He thinks that she is on guard because of his large barbarian body approaching an injured elf all alone. Her injuries were starkly apparent. She's injured on her stomach, implies she is not wounded by goblin. The warrior's voice, rough but not without a hint of concern, cut through the tension. Were you hurt by a human? As he comes closer to her, elf no longer stands to make her move, suddenly falling on her knees slamming the floor. Then, in a moment of awe, the elf looked up at him, her golden eyes pleading, hands clasped together in supplication. "Please help me, mister," she cried. The warrior was momentarily stunned to see her pleading him, and not fighting. She pleads with a tear in her eye, to Bjorn to let her go once as she had, a little brother at home waiting for her. Bjorn stunned to see an elf like her for first time, as majority in this game are too cold, and thought she would be like that too. He then sits thinking, if I knew her personality, I would have approached her differently. Let's get rid of the misunderstanding by giving her a smile. Suddenly, a voice emerged, filled with an unexpected reassurance. Don't worry. The elf, her eyes widening slightly, found a flicker of fragile hope amidst the pain and utter confusion. His terrific smile made another impression on her. As he clears his intention to not kill her, elf gets more terrified, starts crying, pleading him to give her one last chance and to let her go. Bjorn looked on with deeply troubled eyes, thinking, what the hell do all the barbarians do? As he takes some medicine out from his bag, thinks, why is she so intimidated from one sentence? Throws the medicine to her, asking to treat her wounds first, and after that they can talk. Seeing identifies them as lyco leaves and bandages, also clearing Bjorn's suspicion of poison leaves. She blushes to receive help from him, ask why was he helping her and gave these leaves to her. Must there be a reason to help someone? But thinking something else in his mind, well, there is a reason. Bjorn offering a hand speaks, I'll stand guard, so treat your wound first. As elf still remains doubtful, while Bjorn thinks, I want to become overnight companions with this elf. It may sound trashy, but it's not exactly the worst situation for her either, as the elf in front of him was also injured, fatigued, yet possessing and a beautiful appearance. She finished leaving some blood on leaves and bandages. Bjorn in shock to see her done, mused, already? I guess she's pretty handy. Since she seems to be less guarded, we should make our introductions. Then Bjorn, who had first found the elf, finally introduced himself. My name is Bjorn, the son of Jandel. Elf with a dedicated focus, her own thoughts filled with concern, introduces her to him. Erwin. Bjorn wanting to know her ask, why are you so afraid of me? Erwin explaining the simplest of truth to him. Since I'm an elf and you're a barbarian. He remembers that barbarians and elves are hostile towards each other, a scene of them fighting each other. A slow dawn broke in Bjorn's mind. Right, he exclaimed. I guess it is relevant, she stammered. I mean, the war ended 10 years ago already. I harbor no ill will towards barbarians. Trailing off as Bjorn absorbed the new information. How much time has passed from the game that I'm aware of? I don't harbor ill will, either. A flicker of surprise, then relief, crossed Erwin's face. Seized the opportunity. So, Erwin, would you like to become my overnight companion? I am incredibly tired right now. I'm sure you are too, so why don't we cooperate for today? Erwin, still wary, sought a final assurance. I heard that barbarians consider their warrior's honor to be of utmost importance. Could you swear upon your warrior's honor that you will not harm me? Bjorn didn't hesitate. An oath. Well, I don't give a shit about the warrior's honor, but I guess I can use it from time to time. All right, he declared aloud, rising slightly. But let me go over this first. I'm not Mr., but Bjorn, the son of Jandel. I don't know about me, but Bjorn is only 20 years old. He paused, then with the full weight of his tribal heritage, declared, Hey Bjorn, the son of Jandel, swear upon my warrior's honor. I, Erwin Fornaxi de Terja, swear upon the name of my tribe. I vow to not harm the other party during this night. I can finally get some proper sleep. He looked at her. Then I will sleep first. I'm sure you would prefer that too. Before settling down, Bjorn pulled out a pocket watch. It's expensive, so handle it with care. As Bjorn lay down, to think it would be this difficult to get some sleep. I'll pretend to sleep for about 10 minutes and... His eyes snapped open, a sudden jolt of alarm. Mister! Erwin's voice cut through the quiet. What time is it? Bjorn demanded, sitting bolt upright. It's been 2 hours. Him wiping the drool from his face, not knowing when he fell asleep, and puts the blame on blanket. Now he gives them to Erwin to use as it was her time to sleep. Her expression shifts from hostile to respect. Thanks him as she went to sleep, not wasting any time of her. Went to sleep as soon as her head hit the ground. Bjorn realizes that she was also exhausted too, since her day was probably tiring as his. Now sitting thought that it was 5 days but was only 3. Been feeling better after some sleep. Thinks about his body in real life. Has been reported as missing or not. Stops thinking as there was nothing there for him even if he goes back. After a few more turns of standing guard, it was time to get going, he acknowledged to himself, the practical barbarian in him overriding his weariness. 10 minutes left. I wonder if I should ask her again. He weighed the pros and cons. Since she's an elf, she'll pull her weight in battle, but if we become allies, I need to split the rewards with her, so my share will decrease. Though the goblins have been appearing in swarms since 3 days ago, I can easily defeat 3 to 4 goblins by myself. Safe sleep, or more magic crystals. His senses on high alert. As he saw 2 men coming from another direction, talking to each other. Hey, isn't that the elf? A gruff voice called out. I think so. The bow and arrow look similar. Bjorn's hand instinctively moved towards his weapon. Hey barbarian, what's your relationship with that elf? Tells him about overnight companion, which was new for a human to see, asks him how much time left, to which Bjorn gets angry, as he had not obligation to respond to him. This made the 2 men taken aback in fear, but one realizes something with a faint smile, orders another to go from there. Leaving the place, Bjorn got a bad feeling through their interaction. As they were looking for the elf, he tries to wake Erwin up, shaking her. 5 more minutes. Erwin murmured, still half asleep. Bjorn's patience snapped. You're about to get destroyed, yet you want to keep sleeping, he thought. Erwin, get up, he commanded, but Erwin only stirred with a soft a flicker of suspicion in his gaze. She's pretending to be asleep, his hand adjusting the blanket that had been loose, now deliberately covering her face. With a sudden force to pick her up, Bjorn made her sit, asking her, why are you pretending to be asleep? If I get up, a voice, laced with fear, cried out, you're going to desert me, a desperate plea hanging heavy between them. Erwin and I are not official allies, but temporary overnight companions. The oath was over as soon she opened her eyes, picking his stuff up to get going, inquires her about the previous 2 men from before. Nothing happened. Then how do they know you? Replied. They're probably from the same clan as the human who tried to hurt me. She explains to him they are from same crystal union, as they have same mark on clothes. Bjorn, realizing it was not only 2 men but a whole group, thinks of parting ways with elf, but stopped by seeing an anxious elf who was only 20 years old. Orders her to talk while they move. Erwin, watching his back with slight hope, asks him that was he going to help her, but Bjorn would decide that after hearing her story first. A glimmer of hope on her face erupted. As Bjorn tells to listen while moving as they were already behind their schedule, she starts her explanation from when she first met them. As overnight companion, she sensed something strange, so she opened her eyes to see a man standing at her back undoing his pants, and his face drooled, asking her to sleep more, while she states, she found out that he was the manager of the clan who does business on the 1st floor. She managed to escape somehow, but his companions kept attacking her, which made her injured. Bjorn, not understanding her, asks, how did they find her in this vast cave? Tells him that they used message stones, which did not exist in the game Bjorn played. She further explains, magic stone are devices to communicate, and their range is up to 300 meter. He realizes that the device is similar to a walkie-talkie, and if he leaves her alone, she will be caught by them for sure. Bjorn asks her what did she do for the union members to chase her, as she did nothing wrong till now. Adds, is it to shut you up? Erwin adds with sad look, it's not just that, explains. When I was escaping the first time, I flung my knife around, and it happened to hit him somewhere bad, made Bjorn in shock as he realized what she is talking about. Still asks her what does somewhere bad means to her. She blushes, as struggles to speak the part. Smiles, telling him it was completely severed and could not be even attached back with potions. Bjorn, with grim look, thinks that it is more than enough of a reason to chase her, correcting himself by putting it on karma, while they still kept running. Erwin notices something with wide eyes. Tells him, Mister, there's someone following us. Don't look behind you. The distance is about 150 m behind. He realized that the distance is far for him to sense anything, and this was the ability of elves with which they are born. He asked her to increase their speed even more, to which Erwin too agrees with him, her face etched with determination even as, the wound has reopened yet she's not complaining about it at all. She's got guts, he thought, dashing forward. The distance between the chaser and us? He asked while running. Even though we increased our speed, the distance isn't increasing. That's going to be dangerous. We have to eliminate them. If I were their target, that's what I would have decided. So I must think carefully. What's the risk I am taking? Mister, the elf responded, slightly taken aback. He pressed on, if I'm going to make a sound decision, I need more detailed information. Erwin, what are you good at? She replied. I'm good at laundry and cleaning, though I'm bad at cooking. Annoyed from her reply, during battle, Erwin embarrassed finally realized. Erwin responded with surprising composure. I'm good at archery, she further revealed. I can also use spirit magic. He acknowledged her abilities, thinking, she's the perfect example of an elf archer, and if it's flame, it's the rarest element. Then came the piercing question. Have you killed anyone before? Erwin hesitated, looking down. No, but her gaze hardened, lifting to meet his. But, I can do it. The man considered her answer, his expression thoughtful. I see. Erwin, would you like to become my comrade? Until the end of the labyrinth, and he will get 9, and she will get 1. Her immediate determined reply was, I'll do it. Now for the current problem. The distance now? 100 m. The man's brow furrowed. We're running as fast as we can, and they're still closing in. A new strategy was needed. Rather than continuing to run, he shifted his grip on his massive hammer, as he prepared for a sudden change. Erwin, we're going to veer off. Summon the spirit. They abruptly changed direction, diving into a shadowy, crystalline cavern. To think I would come back here on my own. They feel closer now. Now cancel the summon, he instructed Erwin. Okay, she affirmed, and the fiery spirit dissipated. The sudden silence, broken only by their footsteps, was unnerving. They came in even though they couldn't see, and stopped right by us. They must be someone who's got proper tracking methods. He orders Erwin as they stood in dark facing the enemy to shoot. Her eyes fell on the man in the dark. She charges her bow detecting the man's exact location. Ready to fire, fires the arrow, at him with huge force. The arrow flew straight towards his head, killing him on the spot with only one arrow. Blood splattered from his body. While they both watch him, Erwin was disgusted to see a man die in front of him, which he killed himself. Bjorn compliments her, calming her down. Tells her that they would have died if she hesitated. He goes towards the body, leaning towards him, saw a device in his hand. Picking it up as some voice call for the dead man, realizes he is dead, orders others who is listening to the broadcast to gather at the Goblin District. Bjorn was one who listened to their announcement, as he goes through the loot from the dead. The loot was not good as it only had daggers, 1 potion bottle and some money, and the clothes were given to Erwin, as she had no spares. Bjorn tells that this will be much better from before, sitting next to her. He also realizes that her aura also changed in a good way, asks her about how to use the stone. Leaning over tells him that there is a button on the side. Bjorn presses the button on the device. The comms crackled. I repeat, Serdin, who was in pursuit of the elf, was defeated, located in the Goblin District. Erwin the elf flinched, clutching her hand. Mister, her eyes wide with fear. Bjorn, calming her down, tells her to summon her spirit, as they are going to travel along the outskirts. As they are going to the 2nd floor, Erwin could not believe her ears. Asks him were they really going only themselves, sliding down the rock. Agrees to her question, she asked. The 1st and 2nd floors are completely different. You know that, right? I'm aware, he replied, his voice firm. Bjorn tells her they will be all right if they stay near the entrance, as they are good match. Erwin surprised, we're a good match, she asked, her voice small, almost hopeful. That's right. A melee tanker and a long ranger dealer has always been a good match. She hesitant as it was their first time, so how can they go 2nd floor already? Sudden voice from the device came telling to, the person who finds her can have her first. This made Erwin tremble in fear, as Bjorn calms her down by saying he is not leaving her. Another voice came saying if she is hesitant then cut some parts, but to leave some important ones. This made Erwin in deep fear, as she agrees to go to 2nd floor with Bjorn. Bjorn thinks, I guess that was good timing, since I don't need to convince her anymore. I always liked helping those in need, when it was beneficial to me, of course. So, if I could kill such disgusting trash, and have the self-satisfaction of doing good, it'd be the best of both worlds. There's no reason not to help. He pulled her along. Mister, do you even know how to get to the second floor? He hadn't, not precisely. But if they keep heading north, they will get there eventually. The dungeon is designed in such a way that if you keep following the darkness, you will reach a portal. Mister, wait, the archer warned suddenly, her voice sharp. There's a goblin trap. Bjorn halted, observing the ominous, teeth-filled maw in the ground. As they appeared after a long time, realizing that they don't appear in light. And he was just unlucky to stumble upon them. Erwin reels her sleeves, telling Bjorn to rest as she is going to handle it on her own. As she moves forward summoning her spirits, Bjorn tells her to not use them here. She was not expecting that but agrees in embracement, as she comes closer to the trap. Thinking how did he know, suddenly two goblins come from above her, trying to attack. She dodges their attack moving backwards. As she sits on the ground, taking aim, shooting her arrow at the goblin's head killing him, another goblin finds an opening and dashes towards her, swinging his sword to slice her and injure her, but he dodges again and comes from behind the goblin already a charged bow, aimed at his head. She concentrates her arrow at him, killing him in one go, dissipating his body in air. She proudly watches Bjorn incensed to get praised ask him about her fight with goblin. Bjorn, observing her lithe movements, replied, "You did well. You really must be an elf with that kind of archery." She offered him the magic crystals dropped from the goblins, telling him, "You get 9 and I get 1, right?" Passion in her eyes. "There's something my younger sibling has been asking me for. If we keep progressing like this, I'll earn a little bit too, right?" He continued, "Right, work hard." Ilara simply nodded, transmitting additional details. "We're raising the bounty of the elf to 20,000 gold. Don't worry, there's no one who will search in the dark for us. And these bastards don't seem like they have the best teamwork. But it's suspicious. Things are going too well. Judging by the timing, something bad should happen soon according to my bad luck." A guttural groan echoed from the shadows. "There's ghouls. Why are there ghouls here?" he questioned. "The ghouls are supposed to appear in the south." The sweat trickled down his temple. "Did we roam too far and get to the border? Do I fight them by myself?" she murmured, the tremor in her voice betraying a hint of fear. The experience awarding system for Dungeon and Stone is very strange. Bjorn tells to fight together. "You are only awarded for the first time when you defeat a monster of the same species," he explained. "I'll take the lead, so you take care of the ones at the very back. If this is like the game, the ghouls should not attack until you're within a certain range." In the gloom, a monstrous face emerged, jaw slack, eyes burning with a malevolent glow. "Thankfully, this is going as I expected," the warrior thought as ghoul come rushing towards him to attack. He bashes and stopes them in its place with his shield. His eyes narrowing. Ghouls are stronger and faster than goblins. A fiery, sweeping arc of a weapon flashed in the fading light. As one approaches from behind him, he thinking as they are simple because they are rank 9, suddenly the behind one gets shot from an arrow killing him, covering Bjorn back, as he thinks with a trusty comrade this is piece of cake. They pressed on, into the deepening shadows. Blood splattered on the floor took the attention of the elf, checking it as it was not blood of goblin and it was of human. Bjorn standing silently behind her thinking that this blood can be or may be his, as he remembers his past. His sandal and blood all over the place make him 100% sure it was his, stands there quietly in embracement. "The first location I stepped foot in once I got to the labyrinth," he whispered, looking into the darkness. Behind it was precisely where the portal was. He remembers his struggle as he entered the dungeon, his face a mask of disbelief and frustration. "Are you kidding me right now?" he bellowed. Beside him, the elf stumbled. "The portal was less than 10 m away from my starting point. If only I had gone in the other direction. Just how much bad luck do I have?" Then, a sudden panicked voice sliced through the air. "If there's something I did wrong." The warrior looked at her. "What's up with her?" he wondered. "It's not because of you." A sudden sharp "ah" escaped her lips as she understood. "Mister, you've gone through so much," she murmured. "Did she actually figure out why I was behaving that way from this situation?" The elf then closed her eyes, her hands clasped together in a gesture of prayer. He must have lost a precious comrade here. He looked at the elf, who now had a resolute expression on her face. "Anyway," he began, then asked, "Are you ready to go up?" "Let's go." "Okay," she replied, a bright, confident smile on her face. Together, they moved with purpose, into the white glowing portal, their feet striking the ground with a firm thud. A message appeared before them, You have arrived on the second floor, the Goblin Forest.